My question is, how can banking better service the social enterprise sector, which marries a social mission with a financial one? These organisations are harnessing the power of business to achieve their social and environmental goals. However, as many of these organisations are in the early stages of their development and don't tend to have the profit motive as their primary goal, gaining access to funds and appropriate services can be challenging.
This question is very much as a natural fit and something we are doing and working to do more of. All of them being an investment in communities, an investment in people.
If we're providing a loan for a social enterprise to move into its first property that it owns, helps build capacity within, because it's building an asset. I think there's great opportunities for us to continue to push into this space.
We are not ourselves financial advisors or accountants, but through being their banking partners, we can help them understand what banking products might work for them.
What you're actually taking then is the relevant skills of both organisations, our skills and our capacity as a banker to partner with others who have a social mission.
So to be able to bring inside the business discipline and marry that up with their social conscience, I think is something that we can take into the sector.
It's all about what their needs are in a financial sense, and then our talking to them about whether what their wants are match what they're actually capable of dealing with responsibly.
It isn't just about people who are vulnerable and excluded. Most people, the level of financial literacy in Australia is quite poor. So we really have a great opportunity to do something a little bit innovative in building up people's knowledge about the impacts that decisions can have on them financially.
We should be providing services and facilities to assist the financial counsellors, because that whole budgetary component is so critical to people in this situation.
You find out when it's too late.
The counsellors tend to then default into a consumer advocacy role, and it's based on a perception that the banks are bad, so it's a confrontational experience, and it just doesn't need to be that way.
To actually go and show them what can be done on the other end.
I think we have a real opportunity in relation to education, and particularly getting into the younger generation. For that age group, it's all about fun and games, and I think we have a real opportunity in the age of innovation and how quickly things like apps and things can be adapted and picked up by children and non-children, as we heard yesterday how popular some of these apps can be. That there's probably an easy way that we can have a really direct and big impact in building up some of that financial knowledge. And I think it's through some of our links with the other organisations like Foresters and Good Shepherd Finance, Microfinance, we can work with them about how we can, being able to distribute that widely could be quite effective.
I think it's fair enough to say up front that a large-scale solar investment is beyond our capacity as a small bank. We tend to work more at the grassroots level, so solar panels on houses. We work with the City of Melbourne and City of Sydney to do retrofitting of commercial businesses, but also we've worked with organisations like the Alternative Technology Association and solar providers to actually help deliver technology solutions at the retail level for mums and dads.
Hi, will bankmecu provide a special cheaper bridging finance service to long-term members, especially for those who are retired and planning to sell their house for a downsized or cheaper alternative but need bridging finance to buy and move before selling their house?
My area needs to go back and have a look at the emerging needs of the older membership base and do we have the correct suite of product and partnerships and services in place to retain. We won't attract, but it's critically important that we retain this group.
The question there is whether or not, because they've been a long-term customer, they should have a discount on that transaction.
Well, we want to be their primary source of finance, with the primary bank, and we want them forever. So, do we though recognise the stages that people go through. We certainly are very conscious of it with kids' savings accounts and first home loan buyers and renovators, etc. But we probably have not developed products for the ageing population and who have been major contributors to us over that time. So it gives us a lot of food for thought.
The broader issue is whether they're getting appropriate financial planning and estate planning advice.
Yeah, and whether they've got a family member involved in the decision.
Exactly, and so it opens up an opportunity to look at other options for that particular circumstance.
Yeah.
What are the different situations? Because people aren't all going to go into nursing homes, and going back to Greg's point about public policy, we want people to stay in their homes as long as they possibly can. So what are let's hear it from them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Again, we probably overlooked that component. We tend to think that people, once they've got to a certain age or something, know all there is to know, and it's just not necessarily true. Financial literacy doesn't just mean young people.